Movie thoughts. Independence Day Resurgence is the sequel to the 1996 film Independence Day, starring Liam Hemsworth, Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, and a bigger variety of cast, including Star Trek's Brett Spiner, which I never thought would be back in the series. Woo! So, effectively, it's 20 years after the finishing results of Independence Day. It is humanity's task to build up their forces, use the technology from the aliens, and effectively just have a good defense system, because they know at some time that these aliens are coming back. And so this is essentially the resurgence of the aliens. The aliens come back, and it is very difficult because, yes, the humans have high amounts of technology now, but it's still not good enough. So a massive spacecraft comes down, pretty much envelops Earth, and there's a ticking clock, and the humans have to stop the aliens. That's pretty much the summary of the whole film without giving too much away and telling you what's going to happen. So what I really want to talk about is performances. Now, for me, it's going to be really difficult to compare this with the original Independence Day, because that, for me, I really like that film. Like, it's something that I've watched about 5 or 6 times. I watched it a lot when I was younger. I've watched it since then when I've got older, and I still like it. It's obviously, there's a lot more cheese in it now, and I don't think all the special effects hold up, but it's still pretty cool. This is its sequel. That's not a good thing, though, because I don't think we ever needed a sequel to Independence Day, and it kind of, I think it's a bit late. These are my opinions. Like, I feel that it's too late for a sequel. However, I did go into this film looking forward to it, and I was generally wanting to watch that, and I came out of the film relatively pleased. You know, it's a dumb summer blockbuster. It was never going to be as good as the original, but it still entertains you, and you have a good time watching it. So, yes. Character-wise, there's a big misstep for me. There's a big misstep. One of the characters from the original film isn't in this, and for me, he was the favourite character from the original film, and he's not there, and it's kind of just shooed to one side, the reason why he's not there. Like, we have 2 mentions of him, and that's it. You see his photo in the White House, and I'm not going to say which character it is, but let me just put it this way: the cast does not have Will Smith in.
Your father was the bravest man I've ever seen.
I've literally, yeah, that was really mean. Yeah, so he's not in the movie, and it kind of, it suffers, I think, because of it. It does have the younger generation in it, however. So President Whitmore, his daughter, Patricia, she's in it, and she's really good in the film. Like, she sort of blends in a bit. There's a lot of characters that go on that you don't really care about. Now, where I find, like, with Star Wars, when Force Awakens came out, I felt that the elder cast didn't really hold up as well as the younger cast. For me, I think it's reversed. I don't think that younger cast really brings it, apart from Liam Hemsworth, which I think I know he can act really well. I know he's a good actor and he's got a lot of potential, but I don't feel that he just was quite there. And I think that's more the writing of that character, because essentially Liam Hemsworth was trying to fill Will Smith's shoes, and boy, are they big shoes to fill. Bill Pullman, for me personally, was my favourite actor in this whole film. I thought he was brilliant in this, all the way through it. He had a good arc as well. Jeff Goldblum, you can't really go wrong with Jeff Goldblum, I don't think. And Jesse T. Usher, I think that's his name, who plays Dylan Hiller, which is Will Smith's son, he doesn't really do much, and again, I don't think it's the actor's fault. It is kind of, there's a lot of characters that have been tried to write into this film, and I think it feels a little bit rushed at times, and that's mainly my problem. With Independence Day, there was about 3 main stories, and then they all come together at the end. But with this, there's about 5 main stories, and they don't quite merge very well at the end, and it feels very clunky in places. That being said, like I said right at the beginning, I did enjoy this film. it's just never, ever going to be a masterpiece in cinema. This is the sort of movie that you go to see in the summer and just turn your brain off and just watch fireworks and explosions. That's literally what this film is. And in that respect, it is a good film because it holds true to what it's trying to be. Visually, it's not as stunning as Independence Day. I think Independence Day, for me, there are visual moments that go off in my head, like the White House exploding, Chicago going up, New York, literally all of America exploding. Like, those visual sections, they still, in my head, they resonate. And that's what Independence Day is. And I don't think that Resurgence quite captured that, and I don't think there are any, or that many moments. There's one, and that's when the gigantic, and we're talking gigantic, spaceship comes and lands, and there's one shot of literally the globe, and you see the size of this ship, and it pretty much envelops the whole globe. That's probably the one shot in my head, and I don't think it lives up to, say, Washington, D.C. going up in smoke.
They'd like to get the landmarks.
Tried to keep this as short as possible because I realised that my movie thoughts have been getting longer and longer. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Now, the reason why it's only a 6 out of 10 is because, as terms of movie making, I'm gonna try not to say this every single time I make a score. As terms of movie making, it's nothing special. Like, there's no special things out there. It does what it's meant to do. It entertains an audience that want to turn off their brains and watch a movie. That's what it does, but it's nothing special. We probably won't remember this in 20 years. This film is probably going to be forgotten. Really, like, the best way that I can kind of describe it is when I saw Battleship for the first time a number of years ago now, I kind of came out and I literally haven't thought about Battleship until now. And until coming out of this movie, it's like, actually, yeah, it does remind me of Battleship. Having said that, I did have a lot of fun. What did you think? I'm sure by now, because this will probably come out like 2 weeks late, that I literally went to see this on the day of release, and I'm recording it the day after, and by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be like 2 weeks late. I'm so far behind at the moment because I'm so busy. I apologize profusely. At some point, I don't know when, I will restart Tomb Raider. I promise you that. It's not forgotten. I will do it. It's just time. I always am very busy during the summer. I really apologize. I'm not even streaming that much, and that's the thing that I don't have to prepare for and I don't have to edit. So, anyway, guys, until next time, I'll see you then.